Hey, we're back at the top again today with yet another video where we go and look back and see what Pokemon Sun and Moon did to improve on it. Back in week 42, we looked at a very shadowy, shady type. It's been a long time since that video, but like I did say, I go over every single type yet again to see what the games improved or made worse about each type, while also going over what I said in the previous video to see if those ideas made sense. With that, let's shadily go where no person has gone before as we look at the Dark type, the 18th type we looked at from less than a year ago. As always, we will be kicking things off, seeing what Pokemon Sun and Moon did to improve and add to the Pokemon franchise, starting with the new Pokemon that were added. And we'll kick things off, of course, with our starting Pokemon, the Fire Starter, Incineroar, who is a Fire Dark type that does not get Sucker Punch for some reason, yet Decidueye does. Now, does that make any sense at all? I don't think so. Of course, our other Pokemon we have is Guzzlord, who is Dark Dragon type, and one of the Ultra Beasts. And the problem is, it looks like a Xenomorph, or it came straight out of Predator. But literally, those are the only two brand new Pokemon, as we have an Alolan form, that would be Alolan Meowth, and Alolan Persian, as well as the Alolan Raticate line, which we already kind of covered in the normal type video. So, literally nothing much added to the Dark type in terms of new Pokemon, which is a shame. As for the new Dark-type moves that Sun and Moon added, there's definitely a lot more than the Ice-type had to offer. Other than the Z moves Black Hole Eclipse and Malicious Moonsault, which the latter is the signature Z move of Incineroar, we have Brutal Swing, which is a 60 base power move where the user swings its body around violently to inflict damage on everything in its vicinity. So, it hits all adjacent Pokemon. Well, it can. You have to pick one out. But it swings its body around violently, so it's like flailing for some reason. It's like a flailing Dark type. Don't ask me. I haven't really seen the animation much. But we also have Darkest Lariat, an 85 base power move where the user swings both arms and hits the target. It's a more controlled Brutal Swing, if you could say. The target stats change don't affect this attack's damage, which means this is unaware in its own attack. So, that's actually a pretty cool attack. It's a shame that it's a signature move of Incineroar, which means only one Pokemon can use it. We then have Power Trip, which is a 20 base power move where the user boasts its strength and attacks the target. The more the user's stats are raised, the greater the move's power. In other words, this is a Dark type physical stored power, which is actually kind of useful because now we don't have to rely on Psychic types to run this type of move. And our last attack is Throat Chop, an 80 base power move where the user attacks the target's throat and the resultant suffering prevents the target from using moves that emit sound for 2 turns. So, let's say you have Throat Chop, right? You use it on a Mega Gardevoir. That means that Mega Gardevoir cannot use Hyper Voice and just wreck you. So that is actually a pretty nifty move. Situational? Yes, but it could be helpful somewhere down the line. So a couple of other tactical changes were added, as well as new moves to old Pokemon. We'll start off with the new moves to old Pokemon, of course, with Skuntank can now learn Sucker Punch. Skuntank could learn Sucker Punch in the past via Move Tutor in Generation 4, but now you can just bridge the gap and just learn it in Generation 7, rather than having to get it from Generation 4 and all that hassle. Other than that, Pangoro can now learn Bullet Punch, something I did not know before facing Galactic Elliot in the NPA. That wasn't very fun. Oh boy. But we also have a Dark Void change where it is now base 50% accurate, so no more Dark Void spamming in VGC or spamming from Smeargle. That's out the window. And then Prankster had a bit of a change where Prankster moves, the priority does not actually affect Dark types. So now you have a switch in for when you have a very annoying Sableye just on your case all the time. So for the next 2 sections, we will be going over what I said in the previous video, which a link is in the description down below, just in case if you want to refresh your memory before we have our responses. So, without further ado, What I first said was, the Dark type has no normal attacks over 100 base power. And they don't even have a normal attack at 100 base power. Not counting Hyperspace Fury, of course, because that is the signature move of Hoopa. So what happened with the new moves? Our highest attacking move is only base 85, so that really isn't very good. The other improvement I mentioned was we needed more special type attacking Dark type moves. Did we get that? Not really. Our only special move is the Z move variant of a special move. So in case if you wanted to use Dark Pulse, it would get changed into Black Hole Eclipse, the special version. So again, that is a failed improvement and we got that wrong. So that's 2 strikes for the Dark type so far. So this last improvement that I mentioned is actually pretty interesting because I kind of predicted it. At least I want to say I did. I said that I did not want to see any more Dark-type Alolan forms because it's like a tropical, sunshiny place, so why is everything turning evil? But after I said that, I don't believe we had any more Dark-type Alolan forms. So that is definitely a plus on that one. I definitely got that one right, and thank you for that because I didn't want to see any more Dark-type ones. Dark-type Alolan forms, I should say. But before we wrap things up here, we need to go back and look at the type chart to see if Pokemon Sun and Moon marked off any unused types we didn't have yet. Before Generation 7 started, we were missing the Dark type with the Normal type, the Bug type, the Electric type, and the Fairy type. The good news is, we got that cut in half because of course Normal Dark was Alolan Raticate line, as well as Bug Fairy being the Ribombee line. So we're still missing that Shady Fairy, as well as a very static, dark Pokemon. I'm looking at you, Luxray. If only. If only. Shadily put, that's all the changes and the updates to the Dark type. What changes do you like? What do you dislike? What would you have changed? Am I too evil for you? I don't know. Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed, don't forget to show your support by dropping a like from the top and subscribing if you want to see more. Let me know what type you want to see next, as I am once again going through each type. Yet again. I don't know why I keep saying that twice. With that, though, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you back at the top later on, because that's how we do it.